This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined with Denzel Bentley here for the press conference for your fight against Derrick Osaze. Back to business on Saturday, coming off the Danny Dignam fight. Excited for Saturday night?
Yeah, man, excited for it, if I'm being honest. I think it's going to be a good fight, and he's come up here today and showed that he feels like it's his time, so we're really in for a treat still.
At the press conference, Derrick said there about, we don't need to be sort of throwing tables at each other, it's all respect. Is that something like, how do you approach a fight like that? Is it quite nice that, you both respect each other for how good you can be?
It doesn't really bother me, I don't really care, to be honest. That's just his character, and I appreciate his character, but we know each other, so for him to be disrespectful would be weird. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. So we've got a lot of mutuals. Like you said, we were messaging each other the other day about our kids and that being fathers and stuff, so it's like, for him to just come out of character or try to do the most, try and sell this fight, it's like, I would have found it weird. So I just appreciate people being who they are. If it was someone else that was fiery and they done that, I'd appreciate them for being who they are, do you know what I'm trying to say? So this is what it is.
Have you ever fought anyone that you've known as well as Derrick before?
Nah, not really. Probably just Danny, but not to the point where we message each other about family stuff, just like, oh, you want to come to the gym, I need sparring or whatever, but yeah.
Is it a bit weird? Because obviously, how do you, I guess, is it a bit weird, would you say?
It was at the beginning, I was like, oh, really? Yeah. I know him, man, but then he accepted, so it's what I'm saying, so in his mind, he's like, he's coming to take food off my plate, so it is what it is, it's go time.
And when you look back on this, how important do you think it is to ride off the moment of the Dignam fight? Because obviously that was a really good performance for yourself, and it weren't too long ago, so no time to waste really for yourself.
Yeah, no, man, I'm straight back in the gym. I'm in the gym, I'm in the gym all year round, so when I'm talking about camps, it's just when the fight gets announced, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, I'm getting back in the gym and I'm trying to get in shape. No, I'm already half in shape, so, it's good momentum, so I'm saying I'd rather that than be in the gym too long and become overstill because I ain't got a fight there and I'm just training. Mentally, I'm not in the gym, but physically I am, you know what I'm saying? So I've just been locked in and I'm just in a good place right now.
One thing you always said, especially before the Dignam fight, you said, it's your job to almost erase the Heaney fight from people's memories. And obviously with a fight with a win against Dignam, how you done it, and obviously a win on Saturday, do you feel like sort of doing it, that's the intention and doing a good job with doing that?
I think I've got to erase all my losses. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got to erase all my losses, and I couldn't do that by continuing to progress in my career. So the further I move up and the better I do, than my past opponents, then obviously it just all becomes, in the past and moving forward, and look what I'm doing now compared to them.
With you saying that, I think one thing that you've always been quite clear on, especially in this fight, is you're strictly focused on August 17th. I know people are always going to ask you about other fights, and I think after Brad Pauls beat Nathan Heaney, I think I tagged yourself in a tweet and I was like, that'd be a good fight. You said, listen, August 17th. So do you think you've learned sometimes that it's sort of only focus on one thing at a time, would you say?
Yeah, most definitely. You can't take too much and get excited about bare things, because then I'm preparing for everything. I got Derrick in front of me, but when you're saying things like Brad or Hamzah or whatever, and I take it all in, I'm preparing for Brad, Hamzah and everyone else, but I got to stay focused for Derrick because he's dangerous in himself.
Just sort of, what did you think of Brad Paul's win over Nathan Heaney, just out of interest?
I thought it was a good win. It was a good fight, to be honest. I think the first 3 rounds, Heaney was pissing it, but he probably got a bit too overconfident. And then when he got dropped in the 4th, that changed the fight. The fight turned on his head, and I think Brad won almost every round after that. So, but it's probably good for him that he got the stoppage in case the scorecard's very different. But yeah, man, happy for him, man. Happy for him. Like I said, when I fought Linus, since then we've been sparring. Brad's been coming down sparring, helping me out as well. So I'm happy for Brad. So yeah, man, well done to him.
I see you've been doing a lot of rounds with Linus. What is that? Is that sort of quite a nice thing? Obviously, you fought before, so it's quite a nice thing, I guess.
He might be trying to download some data for a rematch. Yeah. Nah, I'm joking. We're quite cool still. We're cool. Me and Linus are cool now. We fought that's in the past. We're both in different parts of our career, and he's building back up. Hopefully one day he gets to a stage where we fight will be bigger. So, but listen, I appreciate him helping me out, and whenever he needs help, I'm there to help him out as well. So he's a cool guy. So it's easy to kind of build a relationship with someone like that.
Definitely, yeah. And obviously, that came out I think this week actually, WBO number 2, and I said, you're not looking through at the future, but Janabek's status at middleweight is obviously a concern with his last fight and cancelling it with the weight cut. And obviously Sheeraz is number 1, and that's always been, you've always been compared to each other, and it's always been a fight that's always been talked about. Important that Saturday is the aim, but there is some really, really exciting things potentially in the future.
Yeah, man, it's all exciting, man. But Saturday will be exciting as well. So I get through Saturday and we see where I go from there. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, man. It's all good to hear. It's all good to know that there's angles and plans and ways to get back to the world title shot. But I'm number 2. That's all nice. But I gotta stay there or move up to number 1. So I couldn't do that by getting through Derrick on Saturday.
Final one from myself, and we spoke about a little bit off camera. There was that video on Queensberry of your fight, of your fight on Saturday. Of your fight against Surgeon Bomo that you took on a day's notice. What sort of great memories, I guess, did that bring from your fight from back then?
Yeah, I see it and I started laughing. I was like, oh snap! I remember I done that. I remember I just came from the gym, sparred 10 rounds that morning. And I was fighting 2 weeks after that anyway on the Peacock dinner show, Martin and Tony Bowers. So I thought I was already in half shape, you know what I mean? So then we come in the gym in the morning, done my rounds, whatever, and then Martin spoke to me about a show that was happening, but a few fighters pulled out. I was like, whatever, innit? It doesn't concern me, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I got home, had a bit of food, chilling, and I got a call saying, I remember like that show was talking about like they want you on it. I was like, bro, like for real, like, alright, cool, let's go. And then I remember telling my family, my brother and my dad were both like, nah, man, you trained, like, take this your career, like, you don't need to do this. And my mum was like, hey, listen, you never know what can come from this, because it was a Frank Moen dinner show. That was the only reason why I was open to it, because obviously I didn't know what could come from it. I could probably get signed if I perform well. And then, yeah, my mum was the only one that basically like, yeah, go on and do it. I went out there and I done it and knocked him out in the second round, which I didn't, because at the time he'd never been stopped. So I thought, cool, we're in for a long night. When I caught him, I was like, yes, that was that best win to date of my career. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, as they always say, mate, mums know best. So yeah, definitely true in that one. Yeah, Denzel was always, mate, great to see you and always better to talk to you, mate. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Cheers.